morning, everybody. It is Friday, and here in San Francisco, it happens to be a foggy Friday. Wait a second, excuse me. Hang on one second here. Sparky, what are you doing? Oh, Sparky misheard me this morning when I was talking to him. He thought I said Froggy Friday. Well, sure, we can have a Froggy Friday. Is that what you want to do? Okay. Well, I guess you were practicing your froggy jumps, huh? Yeah, all right. Well, let's stay. Instead of Foggy Friday, it is Froggy Friday. So everybody, let's practice our jumping, and we're going to get started with a hello song because instead of doing Shel Silverstein today, I have 3 frog stories for you. That's right. Thank you to Delilah and Jayce because they have lent me 3 fabulous froggy stories. So let's get started, shall we? Get those jumping legs going because I know that Sparky's ready to jump, and I hope you are too. Let's say hello. Hello, how are you? Oh, hello. How are you? Oh, hello. How are you? I'm just fine today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm so glad to see you. All right, let's get those frog legs going. Okay, let's jump around the room. Here we go. Jump around the room and jump around the room and jump around the room. I'm so glad to see you. Just like you're going from one lily pad to another. All right, so let's twirl around in a circle. Twirl, twirl, twirl. Here you go and twirl, twirl, twirl. Don't be slow and twirl, twirl, twirl. Here you go. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, now you know, frogs have very big long tongues. So let's everybody go like this. Stick out your tongue and go. Blah! Stick out your tongue and go. Blah! Stick out your tongue and go. Blah! I'm so glad to see you. Okay, and how about if we wiggle our big feet? Let's wiggle our toes, shall we? Wiggle, 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 wiggle your toes and wiggle, 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 wiggle your toes and wiggle, 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 wiggle your toes. I'm so glad to see you. What's that, Sparky? No, I didn't forget. Spark. He says, are we going to make funny faces? Of course we are. Like a pony, pony, tiger, pony, are you kidding? I'm so glad to see you. Okay, we got so many stories to do. Let's get started, okay? So let's say hello, everybody. Hello, how are you? Oh, hello. How are you? Oh, hello. How are you? I'm just fine today. Well, good morning on this foggy, froggy morning. That's right, it's a foggy, froggy Friday here in San Francisco, and Sparky and I have a lot of stories to share with you, so we're going to get started right now. The first story I'm going to read you is called Frog on a Log. Isn't he cute? I like that. And look at the back, it's a cat going, hey, frog. Frog on a Log. This is by Kes Gray and Jim Field. It's a scholastic book. Frog on a Log. Frog on a log. Ah, look at all these frogs. That's a lot of frogs, isn't it? And those frogs are doing some very funny things. Frog on a Log by Kes Gray and Jim Field. This is to Linda, without whom a very small part of this book would not have been possible. And in loving memory of Joan and Ian. Frog on a Log by Kes Gray and Jim Field. Hey, frog! Sit on a log, said the cat. But I don't want to sit on a log, said the frog. Logs are all hard and uncomfortable, and they give you splinters. Ouch! I don't care, said the cat. You're a frog. You must sit on a log. Now we have to take a look at this funny little frog because look, he has splinters in his butt. Ouch! I wouldn't want to sit on a log either, would you?
Can't I sit on a mat?
Asked the frog. No, only cats sit on mats, said the cat.
What about a chair? Said the frog. I wouldn't mind sitting on a chair.
Hares sit on chairs, said the cat. This cat has a lot of rules.
Well, perhaps I could sit on a stool, said a frog.
Mules sit on stools, said the cat. Look at that little frog, he's crawling up that leg. But look who's up there instead, a mule.
Oh, what about a sofa? Said the frog. I could stretch right out on a sofa.
Gophers sit on sofas, said the cat. It's very simple, really. Cats sit on mats, hares sit on chairs, mules sit on stools, gophers sit on sofas, and frogs sit on logs. My goodness, that's a lot of rules to remember. Poor frog, he looks confused. I would be too.
What do lions sit on?
Asked the frog. Lions sit on irons, said the cat. Ouch.
Ouch, said the frog. What do parrots sit on?
Parrots sit on carrots, said the cat. Lions sit on irons, and parrots sit on carrots. I think this is a very silly cat.
That doesn't sound very comfortable, said Frog.
It's not about being comfortable, said Cat. It's about doing the right thing.
Well, what do foxes sit on? Asked Frog.
Foxes sit on boxes, said the cat. Foxes sit on boxes, and fleas sit on peas. My goodness, look, there's the fleas sitting on peas. Can you see that? Tiny little fleas sitting on peas.
What do goats sit on? Asked the frog.
Goats sit on coats, said the cat. Goats sit on coats, cows sit on plows, and storks sit on forks. These do not sound like very comfortable things, I have to tell you.
What do gorillas sit on? Asked Frog.
Gorillas sit on pillows, said the cat. Gorillas sit on pillows, rats sit on hats, weasels sit on easels, and moles sit on poles. My goodness. Look at those moles sitting on poles. I guess it's better than sitting on a hole.
What do seals sit on? Asked the frog.
Oh, don't you know anything? Said the cat. Seals sit on wheels. Doves sit on gloves. Newts sit on flutes. Lizards sit on wizards. And apes sit on grapes. I wonder if that's where wine comes from, when an ape sits on the grapes.
What about puffins? Asked the frog.
Puffins sit on muffins, said the cat. Puffins sit on muffins, snakes sit on cakes, owls sit on towels, gibbons sit on ribbons, lambs sit on jams, and bees sit on keys. This is an awful lot of animals.
Well, I never knew that, said the frog.
Well, you do now, said the cat.
Well, what do dogs sit on? Asked the frog.
Oh, I was hoping you weren't going to ask that, said the cat.
Help!
Uh-oh. What do dogs sit on, everybody? Frogs. I have a friend, Frangelica. She's a dog. I wonder if she sits on frogs. Well, and there you have it. That is
Frog on a Log
by Cass Gray and Jim Field. Aren't those pictures fun? I love those pictures. I think they're really, really cute. And it's a lot of really good rhymes, isn't it? Well, Sparky, what do you say we sing a song about some frogs, huh? Yeah, what's that? Oh, well, yes, we can. Sparky says let's do 5 green and speckled frogs. Although he was only holding up 3 fingers, but that's because he's a 3-toed sloth instead of, what, 5? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So we're going to do 5 green and speckled frogs. And if you would like to be one of those speckled frogs, you can jump right into the pond every time I say one jumped into the pool. 5 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool, and now there are 4 green speckled frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. 4 green and speckled frogs, they sat on a speckled log. They were eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool, and now there are 3 green speckled frogs. Oh, Sparky, that's perfect for you. 3 green and speckled frogs, they sat on a speckled log. They were eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool, and now there are 2 green speckled frogs. Eat it, eat it. 2 green and speckled frogs, they sat on a speckled log. They were eating the most delicious bugs. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool, and now there is 1 green speckled frog. Needy, needy. 1 green and speckled frog, he sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. She jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool, and now there are no green speckled frogs. No more frogs, Spark. What do you think about that? Maybe they were all sitting underneath a dog on a log. All right, well, I have another story for you. And this is a really cute one. And again, this is from my friends Jayce and Delilah from their library. This is called Ribbit. Anybody notice anything interesting about this? Ribbit. There's some frogs and there's a pig. I wonder what a pig has to do with some frogs. Ribbit, written by Rodrigo Folgueira. Folgueira. I hope that's right. Rodrigo Folgueira, illustrated by Poly Bernatene. Poly Bernatene and Rodrigo Folgueira. This is called Ribbit. Ribbit. Want to do a ribbit with me? Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, written by Rodrigo Folgueira, and illustrated by Poly Bernatene. And it says, this book is dedicated to friendship, especially ours. That's nice, isn't it? Okay, look at the little frogs. There's a whole bunch of frogs. Aren't they cute? Once upon a time, there was a pond that was home to a family of frogs. It was their pond, and they were very happy living there. But one morning, they discovered a surprise visitor. There's the sun coming up over their beautiful pond. It was a pig, a little pink pig, sitting on a rock. Well, look at all those frogs, and look at that little pink pig. Isn't he cute? I wonder what he's doing sitting on a rock.
Goodness, said the frogs. Why is there a pig in our pond?
They whispered amongst themselves until finally the chief frog spoke up.
Ahem. Good morning. What can we do for you?
And to their amazement, the pig answered,
Ribbit?
Look at those frogs. News of the little pig who thought he was a frog spread fast, and all the animals hurried to the pond to see the visitor.
Oh, this new relative of yours is a little pink,
Said the raccoon.
He's no relation of ours, declared the frogs.
"Ooh, well, he certainly sounds like a frog," said the weasel. "Why would a pig want to be a frog?" said the parrot.
Well, what's wrong with being a frog, may we ask? Exclaimed the frogs.
Oh my goodness. Everybody's looking a little upset by this little pig, aren't they? Everyone started shouting at each other, completely ignoring the little pig, who just sat there practicing his ribbit, ribbit. He was practicing his ribbit, ribbit. Look at everybody yelling at each other. It's interesting how something that's a little out of the normal makes people go crazy, huh? The animals laughed and laughed, and the frogs got angrier and angrier until finally the chief frog shouted,
"Stop! We're not getting anywhere by fighting. We might go and find the wise old beetle. He'll know what to do."
"The wise old beetle?" gasped all the animals. "But he hates to be disturbed."
"I know," said the chief frog, "but this is very serious."
That's true, all the animals agreed, and off they went. They left the little piggy behind. The animals found the wise old beetle and tried to explain the problem. It was hard for him to understand because they were all talking at once, and in the end he agreed that he would go with them to the pond. But when they arrived, look at all the frogs and all the animals, but look at that beetle. That beetle's pretty cool. Look, he has like a big staghorn. Can you see that? Like a rhino beetle. I think that might be called a rhino beetle. Look, when they got back to the pond, no pig. I wonder what that means.
"Where did the pig go?" the animals cried.
"Who was he? What did he want?" "Maybe," said the wise old beetle, "he just wanted to make new friends."
And off he went. Oh dear, said the animals. They hadn't thought of that. And sure enough, sitting on a branch, high up in a tree, nearby, was the little pig.
Tweet, tweet.
And he was surrounded by new friends.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
And there is the story of Ribbit, written by Rodrigo Folgueira and illustrated by Poly Bernatene. Ribbit. Isn't that cute? He just wanted to make some new friends. Sometimes you have to learn a new language to make some new friends, don't you? That's okay. All right, let's sing another song about a frog. And this is a frog who wanted to make friends too. In fact, he wanted to make friends and marry one. This is called Froggy Went a-Courtin'. And in this song, I'm going to do a special little thing, which is talk about my froggy's tongue. Froggies have what? Very long tongues. That's right. So every time that Froggy sings, I want you to go like this with me. Blah. Okay? It's going to go like this. Blah, blah. Can you do that with me? Try it. Blah, blah. Sparky, can you do that? Blah, blah. There you go. Well, Froggy went a-courtin' and he did right. Blum, blum. Froggy went a-courtin' and he did right. Blum, blum. Froggy went a-courtin' and he did ride with his best friend Sparky by his side. Blum, blum, blum. Well, he rode up to Miss Mousie's house. Blum, blum. Rode up to Miss Mousie's house. Blum, blum. Rode up to Miss Mousie's house and said, "Miss Mousie, be my spouse." Blam, blam, blam. We get to take a little break from being the Froggy. Now we get to be Miss Mousie.
You
Can you get to be the frog again? Ready, Spark?
Uncle Rat, what do you say, Blum, Blum? Uncle Rat, what do you say, Blum, Blum? Uncle Rat, what do you say? Uncle Rat said, A-okay, Blum, Blum, Blum.
Well, what will the wedding supper be, Blum, Blum? What will the wedding supper be, Blum, Blum? What will the wedding supper be? Flies on plate and blackberry tea. That doesn't sound very good to me. Does that sound good to you? No, Sparky doesn't think that sounds very good to him either. I guess we're going to have to pack our own lunch if we want to go to the wedding. That's all right. Froggy went a-courtin' and he did ride, Blum, Blum. Froggy went a-courtin' and he did ride, Blum, Blum. Froggy went a-courtin' and he did ride with all of his best friends by his side, Blum, 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 Blum. Well, I hope you like that. Maybe not the flies and the blackberry tea, but I hope you like that song. Well, we have one more story for you about frogs. And this one is called Too Many Frogs. I'm wondering if you can ever have too many frogs, huh? I love frogs. Too Many Frogs by Sandy Aster with illustrations by Keith Graves. Look at all those frogs. There's a lot of frogs there. Too Many Frogs by Sandy Aster with illustrations by Keith Graves. There's a little frog right up there. Can you see him? He looks pretty happy to be there. Rabbit lived by himself in the hollow of an old tree. He cooked for himself. He tidied up after himself. And at the end of each and every day, he read himself a story. It was a simple way of life. No fuss, no clutter. And Rabbit liked it that way. Oh, look, there's Rabbit. But one rainy evening, he heard a knockety knock, knock, knock at his door.
It's Froggy,
Croaked a deep voice.
don't care for this storm.
Rabbit opened the door.
Well, I was about to read myself a story.
Love to listen.
Froggy cried and hopped right inside.
Don't mind, do you?
I suppose not.
Rabbit said. So Froggy listened while Rabbit read his story.
Oh, well done, he cheered when Rabbit had finished. Storms ended too. Thanks for the kindness. Toodaloo.
Look at him sitting there reading the book with Rabbit. He looks very happy, doesn't he? The next evening, as usual, Rabbit finished his dinner, tidied up, and sat down to read himself a story. But before he could begin, he heard another knockety knock knock knocking at his door.
It's Froggy,
croaked the same deep voice. Rabbit opened the door.
I was about to read myself a story.
I know, Froggy cried, and he hopped right on inside. Love to listen, but first, let's fix ourselves a snack or three. Don't mind, do you?
I suppose not,
said Rabbit. Look at Froggy peeking in that window. So Froggy hopped and popped and whipped and flipped and mixed and fixed a snack or three. And too much fuss, Rabbit thought. Look at all that food he made. My goodness. And poor Rabbit is saying, too much fuss. But Froggy listened while Rabbit read his story.
Oh, well done, he cheered when Rabbit had finished. Snack's gone too. Thanks for your kindness. Toodaloo.
I wonder if he offered to help clean up. Doesn't look like it. The next evening, Rabbit finished dinner, tidied up, and sat down to read himself another story. But before he could begin, there was the same knockety knock 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 at the door.
Oh,
It's Froggy,
croaked the familiar voice. Rabbit opened the door. I was about to read, he began.
I know, Froggy cried, and he hopped right inside. About to read yourself a story. Oh, love to listen. But first, let's get ourselves all comfy cozy. Don't mind, do you?
I suppose not,
said Rabbit. Oh, poor Rabbit. I think Rabbit's feeling a little bit inconvenienced, don't you? So Froggy fluffed and puffed and mushed and smushed and piled up billows of pillows.
Oh, too much clutter,
Rabbit thought. But Froggy listened while Rabbit read his story.
Well done, he cheered when Rabbit had finished. Bedtime, too. Thanks for the kindness, toodaloo.
The next evening, Rabbit finished dinner, tidied up, and sat down to read himself a story. But before he could begin, there was the knockety-knock-knock-knock again.
Oh, it's Froggy.
Oh, poor little Rabbit. Rabbit opened the door.
I know, Froggy cried before Rabbit could say a single word. You were about to read yourself a story. Love to listen. But first, meet the family. Been telling them all about you and your stories. Love to join us. Don't mind, do ya?
Rabbit looked at Froggy's family. Big frogs, little frogs, dozens and dozens, all wearing t-shirts that said Frog Family Reunion. Too many frogs, he thought. Too much fuss, too much clutter. Oh, poor Rabbit.
But I do mind, Froggy, he said at last.
You do?
Froggy asked.
I never invited you in, Rabbit explained. I never invited you to fix a snack. I never invited you to get all comfy cozy. And I never invited your family to join me. So I do mind, very much indeed.
Oh, uh-oh, croaked Froggy. Oh, this will never do. Thanks for your kindness. Toodaloo.
Oh, Froggy looks very upset, doesn't he? Oh dear, I think he realized he made a mistake. Alone at last, Rabbit sat down to read himself a story. For one anxious moment, he waited for the knockety-knock-knock-knock at his door. But it never came. Don't mind, do you? He asked himself with a chuckle.
I most certainly do,
He answered himself, and he began to read. It was a good story. But something was missing. Snacks made a good story better, he thought. So he fixed himself a snack and read on. It was a very good story. But something was missing. Pillows make a good story better, he thought, and so he fluffed himself a pillow and read on. It was an exceptionally good story, but something was still missing. Rabbit blinked once. He blinked twice, and then he sighed.
It's Froggy, he told himself at last. He loves to listen.
Rabbit opened his door, and there sat Froggy and his family, waiting patiently to say that they were sorry.
Well, never meant to be rude, Froggy said. Brought you a t-shirt. Frog Family Reunion.
Thank you, Rabbit said. I was about to read a story. Would you like to join me?
Love to listen, cried the frogs.
Oh, look, they all look very remorseful, don't they? Which means sad and kind of embarrassed and bad. And in they all hopped, big frogs and little frogs, dozens and dozens. Rabbit offered them a snack, or three, and he helped them fluff their pillows, and then every frog listened while Rabbit read the story. Well done, they cheered when they had finished. So many frogs, Rabbit thought, so much fuss, so much clutter. It was a different way of life, and Rabbit liked it. Isn't that cute? And that is Too Many Frogs by Sandy Aster with illustrations by Keith Graves. And it is dedicated to Elizabeth and Judy Bauman in the memory of Ron and for Tambo. I wonder who Tambo is. And there's some little teeny ladybugs. Well, guys, that's it for Froggy Friday, if you can believe it. It's time for us to get going and let you guys have a great Friday and a good weekend. But Sparky and I will be back on Monday. And in the meantime, if you want to check us out, go to www.sophie-world.com and we have lots of videos and lots of fun activities for you. Don't we, Spark? Did you enjoy being a frog today? Just like that little pig, huh? You're going to practice your ribbits? Okay. Well, shall we sing and say goodbye right now? Okay. Well, everybody, let's say goodbye with our goodbye song. And Sparky's going to jump right in here so he can help me play the guitar. And let's say goodbye. Goodbye, Bella. Goodbye, James. Goodbye, Delilah. And thank you. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Jayce. And thank you. Goodbye, Maya. Goodbye, Isabella. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Gabriella. Goodbye, Lillian. Goodbye, Madeline. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Charlotte. Goodbye, Jalen. Goodbye, Ollie. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Danny. Goodbye, Helen. Goodbye, Lily. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Shelby. Goodbye, Francine. Goodbye, Frangelica. I'll see you all next time. Well, everybody, Sparky and I will be back next week with more songs and stories. But in the meantime, Sparky would like to give you a high 3. Here you go. There's a high 3 from you and a high 5 from me. Do I get one, Spark? There we go. And if you would like a hug, take one hand, put it on one shoulder, the other hand, put it on your other shoulder, and squeeze really tight. That's a hug from me and Sparky to you. Everybody have a great weekend and a great Labor Day. And we'll see you all on Labor Day Monday. Bye, everybody.